Hey guys, it's Matt Miller with American Wire, and check out Eli Crane absolutely put this woke smug professor in her place when she basically says that conservatives deserve to be censored because they're just wrong about things. It doesn't get much crazier than this. Check it out right here.
I believe you said the government has the right to participate in expressing its viewpoint. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't, respectfully, Ms. Franks, I don't think that's what we're really talking about here today. We're not talking about the government expressing its viewpoints. What we're really talking about is when the government pays and uses taxpayer dollars to fund these entities that we're talking about here today that actually discredit some of these news sites and drives away their advertisers. Do you think that's fair as well?
What is fair is for the government to be able to fund projects and organizations that do certain things with those funds that may include competing in the marketplace of ideas, and they may be winning in the marketplace of ideas, but the government is not making those choices. And when certain news outlets lose in the marketplace of ideas, they may want to blame the government for that, but maybe they're just losers.
So, okay, Ms. Franks, do you think...
It's actually Dr. Franks.
What's that?
It's actually Dr. Franks.
Okay, Dr. Franks, sorry. Ms. Jonas here said that when she was looking at these entities and the organizations that they had blacklisted, every single one of them was a conservative-leaning organization. Do you think that's fair as well? Is that okay? Dr. Franks?
Use a different name, so I wasn't sure you were talking to me.
Yeah, I'm still talking to you. I'm still looking at you. I'm still talking to you.
Would you repeat the question for me?
Yeah, you seem to have a problem paying attention to the questions being asked of you today. I'll repeat it for you again. Do you think that it's okay that these entities that are blacklisting companies, all of the companies on the list that are blacklisted are conservative outlets?
Do I think that it is okay for a company, for a nonprofit organization to develop tools that offer rankings, in other words, offer speech of criticism, critical speech about certain businesses? Yes, I think that's okay because that is protected First Amendment activity.
So you think it's okay for the federal government to be using our tax dollars to basically, through a proxy, blacklist one side of the aisle? You think that's okay?
I do not, because that is not what is happening.
Really? How so?
Yes.
Then why are all the companies on the list, the blacklist, conservative groups?
I think that's something that conservatives would need to answer.
No, I think that's something you need to answer. Because we're talking about censorship here, and there's only one group of people being censored.
No one is being censored.
Miss Eunice here admitted that she's not even a Republican. She leans left, yet she's telling us that all of the companies on the blacklist are conservative groups. How do you square that, doctor?
I don't have to square that because, as I said, the focus
I know, because you don't have to make any sense, do you?
May I answer the question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
The First Amendment has certain principles and certain rules. People may not like them. People may disagree with them. People may not like the fact that someone out there may say conservatives are all bad or liberals are all bad. The correct response to not liking that is to engage in your own speech, as is often happening here. It is not to say, oh, this is censorship, we're being silenced. It's simply to say, we disagree with what's being said here. Try to compete, and if you are good enough, maybe you'll win.
Miss Jonas, what do you have to say about what Dr. Franks just said?
First of all, I want to be
Microphone.
I want to be clear that this wasn't just about NewsGuard and GDI. The government was funding hundreds, at least 300 tools and technologies that were designed to censor speech. Some of them weren't even pretending to censor foreign disinformation, quote unquote disinformation. Of course, that's a subjective term. So they were hosting COVID disinformation challenges where they were giving grants to companies who showed that they were the best at censoring COVID disinformation. COVID is not really a national security or foreign topic, even if it has some tinges of that. So this was about the government using its authority. The government can't use its authority, can't use its power, and can't use its money in order to censor views it doesn't like. It's the government, yes, it has a right to censor. To express its own views, but not to use those views to censor. That's where it stops.
So this one got pretty heated, and the first thing I want to say is the way that this lady is talking to Eli Crane is so disrespectful and condescending, and I think it's pathetic to speak to a former Navy SEAL who served this country like a hero with such contempt and such disrespect is unacceptable. I think there should be a basic level of respect afforded to all of America's veterans who served their country, who sacrificed so that we can have freedom of speech, like they're talking about here, freedom of the press. I just think she made a total clown of herself with her condescending tone. What they're trying to get at here is that American tax dollars were used to fund websites that are supposed to be unbiased and grade news media content, news media publications for quality journalism, accurate information, etc. And Eli Crane points out that you're predominantly giving poor grading to conservative news outlets. And this is clearly a glitch in the system here, right? It's not as if conservatives are the only ones who spread disinformation or that being conservative makes you prone to spouting disinformation. There's disinformation or misinformation, whatever the correct term is, on the right and the left, and there's accurate and strong journalism on the right and the left as well. And so he just points this out, and the lady says, well, conservatives must just be wrong. This just must be their problem. They need to figure it out. And he says, no, this is your job to figure it out. This is the people who are propping this up and supporting this system need to answer for the fact that only conservative news outlets are being targeted here. And this just shows how much contempt these elitist intelligentsia have for non-approved, non-mainstream media sources. They think that they don't even have a right to exist. They don't even have a right to have a voice. And she's hiding behind the First Amendment here in a very disingenuous way. The First Amendment was put in place by our founding fathers because they knew that American politics would have very strong, different points of view combating each other. And they wanted everyone to have the equal right that was protected in our foundational documents to express their point of view and to say things that may be uncomfortable, that may be controversial. And they knew that that right was important to protect in order to have a free society. And I totally agree. And I don't think that many liberals, many on the left, agree with that statement anymore. They actually want there to be a sanitization of news media and online media distribution so that only the information that they approve of is allowed and is promoted and is viewable by the public. So this was a very revealing conversation into the minds of these academic elites, how they think, and it's really shameful. It's really shameful to see and very sad to see. But anyway, let me know what you guys thought of this clip in the comments. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.